And Bob, just listening into some of the most recent commentary from His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz in Saudi Arabia, it really suggests that there is no talk within the OPEC group at this point of an unwind for these cuts or an exit strategy, particularly after we've seen this deal being extended towards the end of the year. What is the Saudi and OPEC playbook from this point on?
You know, I think you really have to think about it in two parts. There are the voluntary cuts by the nine OPEC plus producers, including Saudi Arabia, and those are probably baked to the end of the year. But then there's that extra 1 million barrel a day cut that Saudi Arabia put in. And, you know, they're not talking about unwinding that sooner. But, Dan, at the rate we're going, if crude keeps roofing and the market keeps tightening, my gut is the Saudis won't wait until the end of the year to at least signal a partial or full unwind. I don't think they're there right now. I don't think they feel like they've accomplished their objectives yet, but we're getting closer as stocks go down, prices go up. The Saudis are getting close to making their point. So I think the market is probably a little too complacent about the likelihood that these cuts, all of them, stay in place through the end of the year, especially that 1 million barrel a day. Saudi Arabia could take that back on its own and leave the other cuts in place.
You know who's been really quiet on these cuts? The Biden administration. What's your view on how the US is reading the OPEC policy playbook at the moment and prices back to 90 USD? Is it going to jeopardize the disinflation trend stateside or perhaps risk a soft landing?
You know, you're right. Up until a few days ago, when President Biden in Maryland sort of blurted out that he promised to get gasoline prices lower, that's the first sign publicly that they're worried. Indeed, before that, Secretary of State Blinken predicted prices would fall, and we had a sort of blasé attitude. Well, now they're worried. We're only 12 cents a gallon away from $4 a gallon annual average prices in the United States for gasoline. So it's a worry, and they are concerned. I don't think they really believe this is political, that the Saudis want to hurt President Biden's reelection process. I think they are concerned that the Saudis are going to over-tighten the market. They're going too far, making their point too strongly, and they're risking the thing that they wanted to avoid, an economic downturn and more downward pressure on oil prices. So I think they're just worried that Saudi's going to go too far here and misjudge how much tightening to put in the market in the second half. But yes, the president announced it the other day, after not barking for a while, the dog is finally barking that we'd expect.